Hey, it's Howdy, and today I'm going to be doing a video on what pen mod you should use, or what pen mod's right for you at what level of pen spinning. Start off, there's probably going to be about 3-ish levels of pen spinning. I mean, there's going to be beginners, intermediate, and expert. I mean, there's definitely, like, before expert, I would definitely say there's an experience level. So that probably bumps it up to 4, and there might be something between beginner and intermediate. But those are probably the 3 or 4 basics. Gosh, I already did this video, and did a different video, and I tried to upload it, but then it was like 15 minutes and like 8 seconds, and so YouTube rejected it. But I recently verified my account, and I really didn't want to have to upload that again, so I thought I'd make a new one. So hopefully this one will be a bit better. But okay, start off. It's gonna be like super new beginner level, like just learning the basics. You could basically use pretty much number 2 pencil unsharpened, or like double capped Bic. What I have here is RSVP with the cap on the back, ink tube taken out. This is gonna be fine for learning all the basics. That'll do you well. And I'd say before moving on to the next level, you want to have the basics down pretty well. Once you're getting past the basics, you're gonna have mods such as like white COMSAs, and things like that. Like lighter mods, like let's see, I have a white COMSA here and here. These are both white COMSAs. This is a lighter white COMSA. Still got the ink tube in it, 2 HGG tips. Here's a heavier white COMSA just because it's got more grips on the end. That's definitely gonna have more weight to it, but you're gonna be good, I'd say, till about intermediate level with a simple white COMSA. And since we're here right now, I'm gonna go and say don't go for a heavier mod than a white COMSA until you're approaching intermediate level. An intermediate metal level would be probably you're getting into more complicated hybrid tricks. You have the basics down like really good. You're learning combos, creating your own combos, stuff like that. And just really at the point where you think you're gonna need a heavier pen, because really white COMSAs and lighter pens like that, they're gonna be fine. I mean, I still spin with them today. I can do a lot of my tricks with them. Having a lighter mod that doesn't have tons of momentum helps you learn the actual finger motion for a trick, so you know how to do it. So essentially you're going to be learning a trick better with a lighter mod. Another mod in the same level would be the popular RSVP MXs. As you can see here, I have an RSVP MX, and then heavier RSVP MX. And I mean, really with mods, just move up in heaviness. For stuff like RSVPs, like, you know, if you think, you know, you need to get a bit more heaviness in there so you can do tricks faster, get a bit more control for hybrids and stuff, just throw some grips on the end or something, make it a bit heavier. Past there, this is intermediate level. Like, you're good at pen spinning, you can do tricks, good tricks, I guess, combos and such. You want to get a heavier pen. You're probably going to start out with something like a waterfall mod is always good. As you can see here, I have a waterfall mod. This is full yellow waterfall. That's gonna weigh about 17 grams, I think, around the same weight as a Gel Tips Buster. That's a good mod. It's probably one of the best well-rounded mods out there. So you can use that for pretty much anything, like power tricks. You can use it for simple in-hand tricks, but I mean, at this level, I would not suggest getting a Buster at all. I mean, also in this level, you're probably gonna have stuff like heavier MXs, as you can see here. This is like a COMSA MX hybrid. Got stale gels on the front, and I use this thing almost daily. It's great for learning tricks. You can spin fine with it. It's actually pretty heavy. I mean, it's not really heavy, but it's got weight to it where you can do tricks well with it. This is like probably my favorite mod. Great mod. um, and then past that, I mean, you also in that level you're gonna have, you know, your Flying Panda mod, which I don't actually own one, but I've heard they're bad. I don't know. I'm gonna try to get one. Emboss mod. I'd say pretty much anything under the weight of 17 grams. And 17 grams is actually kind of heavy for intermediate level. Because, like I said, if you're still learning a bunch of new tricks, learning it with a heavier mod is not going to teach you the motion correctly. So, I mean, you've probably heard a lot of hate from, like, people at 2 months using a buster, and I don't support that at all. I don't even like busters. I think a buster in itself is too heavy. But, I mean, so keep it under, like, 17 grams, and, you know, you're probably good. One thing I'd say is, let's see, I have a Buster CYL right here, and this isn't actually a normal Buster. This is a Buster with gel tips. It weighs around 17 grams, so it's lighter than the Waterfall mod, but it's got a whole lot more momentum because of the Airfit tips. They're solid metal. They're still at the end, so you're going to be getting more momentum, so this you can kind of move into this after you've got that down with the, you know, with the Waterfall and such. But the thing about heavier mods is, I mean, you don't really need them. A lot. I mean, of course, if you're doing power tricks, like, you're gonna need them. But I mean, power tricks aren't something you need to do till way later. You can make great combos that look amazing without adding any power tricks. I mean, even like with this mod, like, I can do like double, triple busts like straight on every time with this mod, and this is actually a decently light mod, so I mean, you can still do some power tricks with lighter mods. Waterfall mod I can do a lot of power tricks with, actually. It's a good mod. But you don't need power tricks. Now, getting past that, I mean, you can pretty much use those to a pretty experienced level, like the Waterfall mod, your Emboss mod, I guess Flying Panda. Buster gel tips, you can use those at pretty much any level. You can use those on a more experienced level. I mean, I'd suggest working your way up to a heavier mod such as the Waterfall. You know, start with like simple double cap it, go up to white Kamsa, then something else, heavier MXs and such, then Waterfall. And then I mean, reason I don't like heavier mods is just because if you have one, you're really tempted to just sit around and do power tricks and kind of let it fly through your hands and do simple combos and stuff, but you really don't learn much and it doesn't teach you stuff good. But I mean, getting onto an expert level, which is you're doing a whole lot more power tricks, stuff where you're going to need momentum for combos like that, you're going to have your heavier mods, such as, I'll get a few down. Such as these. Now what I have here, this is a CK mod. This is the original CK mod. I'd say this is about a step up from the Waterfall. It spins very similar to a Waterfall, except it's heavier and it's got more momentum. So it's like almost like the Waterfall Buster, I guess if you could say, but it's not that heavy. Here I have a Dr. KT Hybrid-ish. It's got Kamsa caps on a Mr. Sketch body, and then I have the part from a RSVP cap cut and put there so the grip goes on fine. This is heavier. This is going to be close to the weight of a Buster. And this spins similar to a Buster, so that's a heavier mod. I mean, you can do a lot of stuff with it, but then again, I don't learn a lot of stuff using a mod like this. Next, you're going to have, this is similar to a VGG mod. I don't actually have a GG mod constructor right now, but this is it's got the Dr. Tip, Dr. Grip, and then the RSVP part from the cap right there. So it's got pretty much everything, but it's on a Pentel S360 body with Kamsa caps, and this is actually probably one of my heaviest mods. This weighs a lot. Then you're gonna have your traditional Dr. KT, which I actually like the Dr. KT. The original Dr. KT. This Dr. KT has everything the same as normal Dr. KT except for the body, which is Kryllo Super Tips, and I like it because it's longer. The normal Dr. KT I think is a bit too short. It's harder to do like multiple busts with it. At least I think. I don't like that. So I extended mine a bit and made it full black, and I think it spins a whole lot nicer. Like I'll carry this mod around with my heavier mod a lot. And normally when I'm going to school or whatever to spin, I'll have this mod and this mod. So I have like a lighter mod and then a bit heavier mod, so I can do a lot of stuff with it. And then last mod is gonna be the well-known Buster CYL. This isn't actually a Buster. This is a even mod, or Ivan. I'm not sure how you say it, but similar to a Buster. It's just got a full Kryllo Super Tips body. Cut parts off there and put them on there. And this here is pretty heavy. I've spun this 5 minutes yesterday. It's probably the most I've spun it in like a month. I really don't like using Busters anymore. But I mean, otherwise, I don't think you need a Buster until you're like really trying power tricks, or maybe not even at all. I mean, maybe that's only like a professional thing, because for me, I can do power tricks fine with a gel tips Buster. That's almost like my max right there. I mean, I personally love the gel tips Buster because it's a bit lighter. I mean, using a Buster, my hands will get crampy and stuff. I mean, it's bothersome. So, I mean, you're definitely going to get hate if you start using a Buster first off. I mean, in my opinion, like I've heard one kid say, well, I plan on pen spinning for a while, and I don't want to spend a lot of money on mods, so I'm just going to go and get a Buster. You really don't need to do that. If you want to do something like that, where you don't want to spend a lot of money, go ahead and get a waterfall mod. I mean, if you have to. Or, like, really, I'd suggest something like this. Heavier white comps, or like a Comsa MX Hybrid. Because this thing isn't like a really like momentum mod, but it's got enough weight where you can do a lot of stuff with it. So you're good with that for a while of just learning stuff. But that's pretty much it.